Hey, Forrest here. Nothing like getting paid. And with ICCU's mobile app, I can deposit checks or accept Zelle payments so the money hits my account fast. I just wish there was an app for mowing the rest of these lawns.
Right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is buying used vehicles. How much you want for the SUV?
I don't know.
Well, Lithia Ford will give you more than that.
How much more?
More than you think.
I'm not thinking anything.
I'm thinking you might get even more than that. See how much more you can get at Lithia Ford of Boise.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. It's Mondays with Mallory, with KTIK 95.3 FM The Ticket's John Mallory. Listen to Idaho Sports Talk with Prater in the Ballgame, weekdays from 3 to 6 on 95.3 FM The Ticket and online at KTIK.com. Now, here's Johnny Ballgame and B.J. Rains with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Hey, happy game day to you, Boise State fans. Welcome in Bronco Nation News Live. Here at BroncoNationNews.com, we do this every weekday morning at 9 a.m., getting you ready for the day's events and what's going on in Boise State athletics. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel at Bronco Nation News, youtube.com/Bronco Nation News. We'd love to have you on YouTube. As the kids say, the YouTubers say, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button at the bottom of the screen. And while you're at it, go subscribe to the 95.3 The Ticket YouTube channel as well. You heard the sound guy say Mondays with Mallory. We had no show Monday with the holiday. Figured it made more sense than having Johnny do a show from his house that we waited and previewed the big game tonight on Wednesday. So, Johnny, appreciate you switching it up. And I think on a game day, it gives us a lot to talk about tonight.
Let's have some fun. And this has turned into, at least this season, a nice little trash-talking rivalry between these fans. You know, New Mexico, Boise State, with everything that's went on with this whole rivalry and at the pit earlier in this season. This is going to be a fun one tonight. And BJ, Leon Rice and the Broncos, they can knock out New Mexico tonight. They can make it impossible for New Mexico to receive an at-large bid to the tournament unless they win 3 straight games in the Mountain West Conference tournament. There's no case to be made for New Mexico if they are 7-8 in this conference. There's probably not a case to be made right now. They would probably have to win out, BJ, but Boise State can certainly deliver a knockout blow to New Mexico, and I know their fans are happy. They haven't been good in like a decade, so it's cool that they're back. We've always said the Mountain West needs New Mexico to be good, to a high tide, right? Raises all ships, and that's one of those flagship programs. So a lot at stake tonight, obviously, for both New Mexico and the Boise State Broncos. Thanks again for having me.
I'm broadcasting from the Cutwater Spirits Mobile Studios. As always, make sure you pick up more than one of their 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Don't worry about the mixers, the sodas, all that stuff. They've done the hard work already for you, and they're delicious and tasty. You can pick one up at your local gas station or grocery store, as I said, and those would be perfect for the game tonight. Cutwater Spirits. And Johnny, 8:30 tip-off tonight on Fox Sports 1. Looking forward to this one. Boise State, New Mexico, and we'll have full coverage starting with the pregame show around 7:30. We'll have Abe Jackson joining us. You'll join us, and going to be a lot of fun tonight. So join us on the pregame show wherever you're watching us right now. The YouTube, Facebook, Twitter accounts of Bronco Nation News coming up at about 7:30 tonight. And Johnny, I want to start, before we kind of dive into this game, I want to start with the whole rivalry aspect of this and what happened with Jeff Grammer's article. And I was obviously down there at the pit when this happened. Johnny posted the video, unprovoked. Leon Rice, we didn't know what had happened. Leon Rice on his own said, they had a problem at halftime, and he brought it up, and he's the one that went off on it. kind of posted the video to Twitter, kind of knew that he was, not happy and knew that it might blow up a little bit. But I checked the other day, Johnny, that single tweet was viewed almost 500,000 times, and it was over 115,000 views of the video itself to Leon Rice going off, and it was a little one-sided at the time. We get the response from Jeff Grammer, who, again, I know Jeff Grammer is taking a lot of shrapnel, but he did what a journalist is supposed to do. He received the reports of what happened, and he wrote about it. So I have no issue with what Jeff Grammer did in the story. You can take issue with, the folks that were, interviewed for the report and what happened or didn't happen. But, Jeff Grammer just basically wrote what the report said. And so I have no problem with his angle of that. But obviously that came out, painted a little different picture than what Leon Rice had said happened. You and I and Jordan Kay tried to ask Leon about it. I have the clip here that we can play in a minute, but what's just your take about where all this stands right now?
You're absolutely right. And I was listening to the post-game show on KBOI following that game that night, and Leon brought it up to Bob Beeler and Abe Jackson about what happened or didn't happen, or his take of what happened coming out of that halftime locker room. Then he goes back to the locker room to interview or to talk to you and Jordan. And then he says the same thing. Like, he wanted that out there. This was his story. If Leon didn't say anything about it, we never would have known about this at all. No one else had this story. No one knew. And then yesterday, I thought it was a pretty good opportunity for Leon to, at least defend himself, or at least say, no, that's not how I saw it. But he didn't do it, took the high road, I guess, didn't want to make anything more of this. He's getting crushed on Twitter from New Mexico fans, and that's sports, right? We crush coaches on Twitter and whatnot, and sometimes it can be fun, sometimes it can be rude, and I'm not sure where where what people are saying, if it's rude or fun or a little bit of everything, BJ. But yeah, he wanted this story, and then he completely diffused it yesterday when there were new evidence out there. And, I kind of looked at it like, okay, well, the only people that were interviewed for this were involved with New Mexico. I mean, I can't imagine 2 or 3 baseball players are going to say, yeah, we were a bunch of punks and we were in their face. And, we were, we had had a couple of beverages before. I don't know. I'm not saying they did, but I don't think they're going to sit there and I'm not saying they would lie, but they're going to say their side of the story.
Yes.
And yes. Leon has his side of the story, and there's always 2 sides to the story. And if anything, it just kind of adds more for me to the intrigue in Boise State versus New Mexico, the little extracurricular stuff. But no, Leon wanted no part of this in the press conference yesterday, and we could probably guess that, right? Did you go into that presser yesterday, BJ, thinking he's probably not going to address it? You've covered Leon a long time.
Yeah, a couple things with that. I did not think he'd want to make this escalate it and say, no, this is what actually happened. He kind of said what I thought he would. You and I both asked, I think, fair follow-up questions that he kind of just made his little statement. I mean, I'm sure he knew the question was coming, so he had his, pretty generic, response already ready to go, and he moved on and said, he did say we can all be better, I think, at the end, which was a little noteworthy. But I think what needs to happen is as many Boise State students as possible need to crowd that corner there where New Mexico runs out of the tunnel.
You're fighting fire with fire.
I mean, there's usually fans right by the student section there. I mean, I think you just crowd as many people as you can. But a couple things off that. I agree with you. First of all, why was Leon Rice not interviewed for the incident report?
Right.
Why was nobody from Boise State interviewed? There is no incident report that I saw that from Jeff Grammer's story that has any quotes from Leon Rice other than what he said after the game. You would think that the Mountain West report or the incident report from New Mexico would interview.
Shocking they did.
Leon Rice. That's the first one. I mean, there was an incident at the Colorado State game. Nothing really happened, so it didn't really become an issue. I have video of the end of it, but there was a Colorado State fan that was inebriated, kind of talking trash to some people on the BSU bench. And Nate Lowry, the SID, actually got like face to face with the guy and was basically trying to get in the middle of him from getting to anybody on the coaching staff. Nate Lowry told me that the police in Fort Collins interviewed him. He got interviewed for the opposing team, got interviewed about what happened, with the incident report there. And to my understanding, there was nobody from Boise State that got interviewed, despite all the players, all the coaches being right there in the tunnel. So
weird.
As you said, the only people we heard from was some sort of marketing person and 2 baseball players. At least those were the 3 that said they saw the pinning against the wall. It was a marketing person and 2 baseball players. And again, not to say they're lying, but I'm not expecting one of the baseball players to go, yeah, my teammate here, it was all his fault. And so it was a little one-sided from that aspect. I'm surprised that and maybe they didn't, maybe that just wasn't included in the story. I don't know. We should have maybe followed up. Were you interviewed Leon, or, who knows what he was going to say. But it doesn't all add up, because also, if, there was a report from the police officer there, Johnny, there was a police officer in the area who said that he saw nothing physical, and he saw no need for him to report it himself or for him to really do anything. He said it was not physical. Yep. Okay, well, that goes for the New Mexico players, but that also goes for Leon Rice. If Leon Rice was getting physical or pinning a player against the wall, as the New Mexico baseball players claim, wouldn't the cop have seen that, or had said that was, quote, physical for him to need to intervene there?
And they would have had to, do what their job describes or indicates there, and to diffuse the situation. The cop said, yeah, I didn't see anything that warranted me even bringing it up. So
the two sides, just it doesn't all add up. The 2 sides of the story, and I'm sure, Johnny, the truth is somewhere in the middle. Probably. Not to say that Leon Rice is 100% accurate with his account, but not to say that New Mexico is 100% accurate with their account. New Mexico did admit that the baseball team was not supposed to be there. They did admit that there was trash talking and booing, which is what Leon Rice said happened. They came out of their locker room. There's players on both sides of the hallway, and we're not talking some big hallway, Johnny. This is like, I saw the hallway. I mean, it's like the hallway in your house. It's like a just very small, thin hallway, not a traditional hallway in an arena. It was a regular small hallway in your house. So you think about lining both sides with, baseball players that are in your face, John, whatever. I have no doubt that there was some stuff that happened there. So, Leon Rice didn't really want to talk about it. But as you said, Leon Rice has he likes to talk to the officials. He likes to be animated during the game. A lot of fan bases, not big fans of Leon Rice for maybe some of his antics at officials. They consider him a whiner, things like that. He
wins too. He wins.
And that's part of it too. The last 2 years, the winningest program in the Mountain West is Boise State. And so I think that, as Joel York says, we're the black hat Bronco fans. The rest of the Mountain West hates us anyway. May as well embrace it. It does seem like Boise State, Coach Rice, whether because of this, the winning, a lot of other fan bases. You mentioned New Mexico fans going after Coach Rice yesterday. They weren't the only ones. I saw Colorado State fans. I saw Nevada fans, Utah State. It seems like Boise State right now is kind of like the villain, and maybe they do embrace that and win these last 4 games and go back to back.
I love it. Leon Rice is the most hated man in the Mountain West basketball right now. In Mountain West basketball, there is not anybody more hated than Leon Rice. I think that's bitchin', man. I think that's cool. Wear the black hat, like people are saying. And this comes with, he's the second all-time wins leader in this conference, only behind the great Hall of Fame Steve Fisher, right? So he wins, and he wins consistently, and it's easy to hate. He's been in the league now. What is it, year 13? He's the longest tenured coach. Everybody knows Leon Rice. If you follow Mountain West basketball, and yeah, he's very animated on the officials, and that's who he is. And he's all over the place. Leon, he's got a lot of energy. He's one of those guys that it was probably really hard for him when he was in school to sit still, right? Leon's a mover and a shaker, and that's who he is. And he wins a lot of games. And I'll say this. I'm not biased on this. I'm not a Boise State fan. I've covered Leon Rice for almost a decade, and I respect him as a man and as a coach. And I truly believe
anyone that knows Leon Rice, and if the fan bases of the other teams got to know him, that's not who he is.
100%. He's a good man. He's got conviction. He has character, and I think, I don't think he has anything up his sleeve. I don't think he's a jerk face. I don't. And there's a lot of jerk faces in college basketball, and Leon Rice is not one of them. Now, I know the whining and whatnot, fans don't like that. So, you know what? A lot of coaches have done that over the years. And if that's a reason, I'm not telling people to, hey, you got to like Leon. Come on. I'm just saying, from my perspective, and being in this media and going to all these press conferences and talking to him before and after press conferences, I think he's a good dude. That's just my opinion, and you guys can disagree with me, and that's all well and good too. But he is, no question, right now, he is public enemy number 1 when it comes to Mountain West basketball, and I think that's kind of cool.
It's Keaton says, I hope this story gets out to the masses so fans can show up motivated tonight. Some people were saying that this article did come out at the wrong time. Do you think whether it's the fans, whether it's the players, any extra motivation tonight based on this story coming out?
I don't know, man. It's tough. I mean, players will always tell you, no, we're going to be motivated, whether it's New Mexico or New Mexico State. We don't
think there's any extra booing toward the Lobos from the fans when they run out tonight?
That we will see. Yes, there will be a little more angst among the fans when New Mexico comes out. I think there'll be more boos than a typical Mountain West team, or most teams who come through that arena aren't getting booed, BJ. You know, not in basketball. Fans, most fans aren't even there yet, but this will be a little bit different tonight. And also, like I said before, Boise State can knock New Mexico out of the picture. You want this fan base battle to go? Boise State wins this game. It's going to be a quiet New Mexico Lobo fan base because they're 7-8 in the league. It's like, you're 7-8. Shut the hell up, man. You guys don't even exist anymore. You're out of this thing. You know, you might as well be Fresno or San Jose. You guys got to go win 3 straight games in the conference tournament. Yeah, you're on the NIT bubble. You're 7-8. Get out of my face. And Boise State has the opportunity to do that tonight. But I also think New Mexico, they know that. They know they're 7-8. Coach Patino says we don't have any more breathing room. This is it. You know, we have to win this game. I actually think New Mexico is going to come out strong. I give New Mexico a really good chance to win this game tonight, BJ. I really do.
Hey, if you're looking to paint the interior painting of your home, we can give you 15% off at rowpaint.com. You just head to the website, use the promo code BNN15, and you get 15% off the interior painting right now from rowpaint.com. And they're scheduling for those spring concrete coatings as well, so I take full advantage of that. We've done it in our garage, our back patio. It's phenomenal work, so it's a game changer. So if you're looking to spruce up your backyard, your garage, your basement, rowpaint.com can help you out. Check them out. Lithia Ford of Boise can help you out as well. They will buy your used car even if you don't buy from them. It's pretty crazy to think about, even if you don't want to buy from them. And of course, the Raines family, we're very happy with our F-150 that we purchased from them, and no discount, Johnny. Everyone thinks they just gave me a car for the advertising. I paid full price for this thing, and it was not in the Raines family budget at the time, but we love it. Worth every penny, and they can help you out at Lithia Ford of Boise. The process was easy and quick, and Kim, our salesperson, did a tremendous job. But again, if you don't want to trade with them, if you don't like the vehicles they have for some reason, they will still buy your used vehicle. Get more information. They'll make you a cash offer on the spot at Lithia Ford of Boise. And, of course, Idaho Central Credit Union. Make the switch today like 500,000 other Idahoans have done. Bronco Nation News and the Raines family both very happy we made the switch. So easy to move money around, deposit checks mobily. It's the easiest banking experience that you'll ever have, and you can make the switch today at iccu.com. Johnny, I do want to mention for folks that are heading down to the tournament in Las Vegas, we do have the details. We're going to have a little fan meetup party on Wednesday, March 8th, the night before the tournament. We're teaming up with the Blue Collar Club, the Morales brothers there. Going to have some giveaways, some drink discounts. Just going to be a fun evening to hang out. So if you're in Vegas and you're going to be down there the night before Boise State plays on Wednesday, head on over to Circa. Check it out, the largest sports book in the world. If you want to come earlier in the day and check out Stadium Swim, if you're not staying at Circa, it's like $20 to get into Stadium Swim. You can hang out at the pool, 6 heated pools, 150-something foot screen, and we'll be having fun over at Circa. And if you're looking for a room, I can get you 25% off and no resort fee right across the street at the D, which is also owned by Derek Stevens and Circa, and it's very affordable, like $50 a night the first couple of nights there. So if you're looking for a room, I can hook you up, email me, DM me. We got a couple rooms left, but we'll see you at Circa Wednesday, March 8th, 7 to 9 p.m. for our fan party. And while I'm giving promos out there, Johnny, registration is now open for the second annual Bronco Nation News Golf Tournament. John Mallory was the hit of the tournament there last year with some of his shots. We're looking forward to that again. We're just hoping this year, Johnny, we can get you in real golf shoes, or let's just start with tennis shoes. John Mallory was out there in sandals or some sort of shower shoes last year.
Flip-flop, BJ, flip-flops.
Out there in flip-flops trying to play 18 holes of golf. I'd never seen that before, but can we at least get some tennis shoes on you this year, Johnny?
100%. Yeah, I'm going to be full go. I'll be outfitted properly and looking forward to another killer event, man. That was. But
we've already we just put the tickets on sale yesterday, and we've already sold 8 foursomes. So if you're looking to get in, it's going to sell out again. Don't wait. Information is on the website. It is bronconationnews.com/golf. BroncoNationNews.com/golf has all the information. You can Venmo us. You can mail a check to our P.O. box, or we can invoice you on QuickBooks. But we're going to sell out. We have some whole sponsorships available as well as some foursomes, but going quick. So June 2nd, Timberstone Golf Course for the second annual Bronco Nation News Golf Tournament. You're going to have Johnny and JP and Prater doing their show out there again. I think Bob Beeler's even going to be in town and may make an appearance this year. So it's going to be a fun time and looking forward to it. But Johnny, this game tonight and what it means for Boise State. Obviously, Boise State is in a better spot than New Mexico. I don't know if I would say this is a quote-unquote must-win for Boise State, but it is definitely a game they probably need to win, knowing you still have to go to San Jose. You still have San Diego State and Utah State on the schedule. At home tonight, Boise State has to win this game, right?
If you want to win the league again, if you want to win the league, these are all must wins. I think if you want to win the league, you have to win out. San Diego State's not giving you a lot of wiggle room, and you're figuring, okay, you have to beat San Diego State, but Utah State's 10-5 in this league, 21-7 overall. That's a good team. And that comeback they had against Nevada, I think they outscored them 41-19 in the second half there in Logan. That place was just rocking. Of course, Boise State has to go there in early March to complete the regular season. So yeah, just no wiggle room in this league. And you could probably say that about most leagues. There's 2 or 3 teams at the top. And winning the Mountain West outright, I think, is a guaranteed spot in the tournament. Even if you stub your toe and lose in the first round, the number 1 seed, I think, I don't see how they can put them out of the tournament. Certainly they wouldn't do it if it was San Diego State. If San Diego State wins this league and they lose in the first round of the conference tournament, they're going dancing, as you know. Maybe they would screw over a Boise State or somebody like that if they're, in fact, say, a New Mexico or a San Jose State somehow won the Mountain West tournament. I think right now, BJ, it's probably fair to say this is a 3-bid league. So, yeah, not necessarily a must-win, but pretty damn close. If only 3 teams are probably going to get in. I don't think they'll get the 4th, man. I think you have to err on the side of the mid-major factor on that, even though the league has such good data and numbers that support what strong basketball is played in the Mountain West. You don't want to trust the committee if your name is Utah State or Boise State, Nevada, right? And the Mountain West lately hasn't done well in the tournament. You can come up and say, hey, the Mountain West gets 3-4 teams in. Rarely do 2 of them even win a game. So not any wiggle room, and it's going to be a tough one because New Mexico's healthy, man. And a lot of these losses they have, everybody could say when they weren't healthy. That's still part of the deal. You don't get losses erased just because you weren't healthy. You still have to play. So, man, it's going to be a big one tonight. Yeah.
Boise State has 4 games left. How many of the 4, or which ones of the 4 do you think, if they can take care of business, they're safely in the field, don't have to worry about the Mountain West tournament?
To be honest, the game you'd want to lose, I guess, would be San Jose. Like, who really cares about that loss? That means you beat San Diego State. That means you beat Utah State in Logan, which won't be easy at all, right? If there was one stub your toe game, maybe the San Jose State Events Center puts them to sleep like they did Utah State.
It's
right?
just funny because that would be considered a quad 2 game, but I still think to some that would be considered a bad loss.
Yeah, it's just the name San Jose State.
Yeah.
And you lost in front of, 1,100 people. And
I hope they're getting a little better crowds this year. I haven't looked too much at it. I would hope so.
Tim Miles is a good coach. And if you can win, they haven't won this many games in a season. I was looking San Jose State. They haven't had an over 500 league record, BJ, since like the early 90s. Like 93, 94 was the last time San Jose State had a winning record in their conference. Like nobody can win there. So he's doing a hell of a job. You're right. You'd think you'd get a little more respect, but it's still San Jose State.
If Boise State wins the 2 home games, if they win tonight and they beat San Diego State, but they lose Saturday and lose at Utah State, are they in?
That would put them, it depends, because that would mean they would have 2 losses. They'd finish the season, excuse me, BJ, that'd be 13-5. They would finish league. Now, it depends. If Nevada passes them, if Utah State wins out, then they would be tied. All of a sudden, Boise State could go into the conference tournament like in a tie for fourth place in this league. That'd be a major buzzkill. I don't think that will happen, but
yeah.
Then
by the way, last night with the results of the games, Boise State did clinch a first round bye in the tournament. I don't know if that's a big shock to anybody. I think we expect that to happen, but actually 4 teams: San Diego State, Utah State, Nevada, and Boise State have now cemented themselves. We don't know the order yet, obviously, but in the top 4. So you have New Mexico. It's basically New Mexico, San Jose fighting for that last spot, and San Jose State has never had a bye in the first round of the Mountain West.
They've had to play in the play-in round every year. But
when did they join? 2013, I guess it was.
Yeah, well, they've never had a season they finished over 500 in their league in 30 years. So yeah, they should rename the play-in bracket like after the the Spartan round, something like that. That'd be funny. But all kidding aside, I root for San Jose State. I don't know why. I always kind of have in this league, but every single game's important, and that's where Boise State fans should, it's like football season, man. There's no wiggle room in football season. This team can't lose a football game in league. I mean, the basketball has put themselves in that position too. Jeremiah Dickey, his staff, I mean, they really got this basketball program rolling. As you know, they're putting in new facilities. The coaches aren't going to have to walk 400 yards from their office to the practice facility 2 or 3 times. Why doesn't Leon have a golf cart?
I think they actually do have one.
Okay. Because I don't know if a lot of people know that the coaches' offices are not in Extra Mile Arena, as you know. They are in the varsity center, I think they call it. I mean, that's a 500-600-yard walk.
Days like today where there's snow flurries and it's 30 degrees outside.
And you got to go back and forth. Leon will probably joke that it keeps him in shape, and that is cool. But Jeremiah Dickey, he knows the importance of basketball. He's seen it. He's lived it. And he's certainly getting his hands dirty when it comes to this program. The scoreboard looks like it's going to be complete for the spring game. BJ, spring football starts a week from tomorrow. Are you ready for this?
I am, because I'm paying attention to the countdown on 95.3 The Ticket, Idaho Sports Talk. You guys have your spring preview countdown. I'm making some notes for our countdown that we'll be doing this summer on BNN. But hey, if you're looking for a new dentist, check out my man, Dr. Chris Meinert, Boise Dentistry Co. Awesome guy, awesome facilities, 5 locations, and just a friendly staff, and they're full family dentistry, so they can help out anybody in your family and make the appointments back-to-back, so it's easy. And check them out, BoiseDentistryCo.com. If you're looking for insurance for your business, I know a lot of business owners watch the show, commercial insurance.
Oh, yeah.
They can write policies in 44 states around the country. UnitedCommercialInsurance.com, 229-8222. They make United Commercial Insurance. They make business insurance easy. Quick call or a visit to their website could save you hundreds of dollars. Ridley's Family Markets. I know Johnny frequents the Cuno location often.
Love it.
ShopRidleys.com. Find a location near you. There's 13 in the state of Idaho. And go download the Ridley's app. You can get up to 40% off if you download the Ridley's app on a lot of their items. So go to your app store on your phone, download the Ridley's app, find a location near you at ShopRidleys.com. If you're looking for some Boise State gear for the game tonight, the Blue and Orange store can help you out right there on the second floor of the Boise Town Square Mall, right next to Pro Image, where they got all the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl championship gear. You can get all that as well right next door at Pro Image. But the Blue and Orange store, they got all the new NIL shirts, Degenhart shaver, the coaches' sideline apparel, the retro logo gear. It's all there. And you can get $40 order free shipping at the blueandorange.store.com. And certainly last but not least, Bousher Real Estate, our man Matt Bousher. He'll be fired up tonight, Johnny. 8:30 start against New Mexico. The number 1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Bousher. Let his team help you out. No home is too big or too small for BousherRealEstate.com. And in the final minute or two here, Johnny, just what's your final take on this game? Your final keys to the game, and you said you think New Mexico is going to bring it.
I do.
You think Boise State gets the win tonight, or what?
Spread 6. I'd take New Mexico +6. Boise State hasn't been covering spreads. I think it's going to come down to the final couple possessions. I don't know who's going to win it, but I think New Mexico knows their situation at 7-7. They're ecstatic to be at full strength again. And
they got a quad 1 opportunity tonight.
These two teams don't like each other. It's fun. This is and the crowd is going to be ready to go. Like you said, Bousher and his boys, they're going to be ready at 8:30. If you know what I mean. This is going to be a fun atmosphere tonight. I'm glad I am not going to be able to miss this one. I will be there right next to you on press row. And how about this? Boise State has not lost at home since opening night. Remember, South Dakota State? That's the last time they've lost at home. If they win tonight, it'll be the longest home winning streak in the history of Boise State basketball. Thank Nate Lowry on the game notes on that.
That surprised me a little bit, by the way.
It did.
They're so good at home. I would have thought they would have had a 13-game winning streak at some point.
At some point. How about this? Take away how many home games did they win in a row last year? When's the last time Boise State lost a home game in league? Do you know?
The Colorado State game on Super Bowl Sunday.
Boom, right there. Yep. Colorado State Super Bowl Sunday. That's the last time.
You forget that game because you weren't there.
No, I was watching the Super Bowl, man. That was a nightmare. Are you kidding me? Making them play on Super Bowl Sunday. Leon hated that too. He's a huge football fan.
Well, you got Jamal Mashburn, the leading scorer in the Mountain West, 20 points per game. You got Jalen House, the number 4 leading scorer in the Mountain West at 17 points per game. So 2 of the top 4 scorers in the league. And by the way, Morris Udezi, their big man, Johnny, he's number 8 in the conference in scoring at 16 points a game. 3 of the top 8 scorers in the Mountain West will be in the arena tonight. You got it's going to be a big one. Going to be a lot of fun. I know you guys will have it covered today, 3 to 6 on Idaho Sports Talk. You'll have Bob Beeler, Prater, JP, the whole crew. So we'll be listening 95.3 FM, 1350 AM, the app, the website, KTIK.com. So listen 3 to 6 to Johnny and Prater, and then join us about 7:30 for the pregame show. We'll give you sights and sounds of the warm-ups, the arena. Johnny will join us. We'll have Abe Jackson. Going to be a lot of fun tonight as well. So thanks to JP for helping get us on here. And Johnny, thanks to you as always for your appearance. And we'll see you at Extra Mile Arena tonight, man.
Thanks, guys.
Have a great day, everybody. We'll talk to you tonight from the arena about 7:30 or so on the pregame show. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and all of our social media channels. Have a great day. We'll talk to you tonight, 7:30. Big one, New Mexico, Boise State, one of the biggest games in the country tonight. We'll have full coverage at Bronco Nation News and BroncoNationNews.com.